Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now that we have gone through the differences between all of the Bratz PS2 games, the PS4 game, and the PS5 games, and compared them to the doll lines that they were based off of, I actually had a commenter say that because we have some repeats between PS2 games, PS4 and PS5 games of different, outfits or just lines in general, we should talk about how those compare to each other. So that's exactly what we're doing. And we're going to start with Bratz Rock Angelz versus Flaunt Your Fashion and Rhythm and Style. And this is actually from Miss Gorgeous Disgrace. She commented and said, now can we have a pretty and punk of Rock Angelz versus Flaunt Your Fashion? All the differences between those two. And so yeah, that is a great idea. And so that's what I'm going to do, starting with Rock Angelz. So the first one we're going to talk about is Campfire Dana. So this is in the PS2, which you can see it right here. It's in Rock Angelz. And then this is the one from Rhythm and Style. I did put the doll over here just in case so then we had like something to reference off of. As I said, whenever I was talking about these originally in the Rock Angelz one and then in the Rhythm and Style one, this one is like yellow suede with like the brown. And as you can see, just first off, this one looks more like the doll at first glance than this one does because these straps go all the way up to the top. This one does here too. This one does not. There's like a whole bunch of stuff here, but the buttons are like broadening or like details or whatever this is right here is more accurate on the PS2 version than it is on the Rhythm and Style version, just because they're like more spread out kind of, and these ones are very close together. Obviously both dresses are much longer than what they are in the doll version. That's not really a complaint though. And then these ones are like brown buttons where these ones are silver, and so are they on the doll. But this is from Rock Angelz and this is from Rhythm and Style, so definitely different, obviously like modeling and textures and stuff, but that's Campfire Dana. We also have Ooh La La Kumi, which this is going to have the biggest differences just across the board because this is her doll. This is the outfit in the PS2 version, which they go by the artwork colorings instead of the doll colorings. And then this is her in Bratz Rhythm and Style. So the top is different. In Rhythm and Style, she obviously has like the stuff here that the doll has, and in Rock Angelz, she doesn't. And obviously the glaring issue of there being color. You can see the ruffles on the PS2 where this one doesn't really have. It's kind of like a lace where the doll's is lace, but you can still see like the ruffly part, which this one is like more, I guess, tulle-like than these ones are. The skirts, this is the most similar in terms of shape, but in terms of coloring, this one is the most similar. So if we had this shape with these colors, then this would be like super doll accurate. But this is, these two. I prefer the Rock Angelz one, even though it's not doll accurate, just because I like the colors of it. But I've already talked about Ooh La La. So now we have Chloe, Jade, and Megan's Pretty and Punk outfits. This first one is Chloe's second look. Here it is in Bratz Rock Angelz, the top and the pants. Here it is in Flaunt Your Fashion, the top and the pants. And then here it is again in Rhythm and Style, the top and the pants. It's easier to see the word London in Rhythm and Style than it is in Flaunt Your Fashion. And in the PS2, it wasn't even there at all. The shape of it also, on the doll just looks a little awkward, but in the PS2, it kind of looks awkward too. I don't know. The pants, obviously these ones are like denim, where these ones from Rhythm and Style are the most like because these are like a darker denim. I will say though that the straps on the Rock Angelz version, not the straps, the stripes, are the most congruent with the doll, to be totally honest with you. None of them, I think, actually no, this one might have the belt, but her arm's covering it, so I can't really see it because the doll has a belt on, and I don't think Rhythm and Style or Flaunt Your Fashion do. But this is Chloe's second Pretty and Punk outfit. Now we have Chloe's first Pretty and Punk outfit, and it's supposed to be a dress, which I think it is in Rhythm and Style, but it's not in just like Rock Angelz because it's definitely more in line with the doll over here in Rhythm and Style, which kind of makes me sad because I'm rooting for the PS2 ones to be the best of all of them. But this one's more blue, where this one's like denim, pink, and then red and stuff, which I've already talked about the differences between these compared to the dolls. I'm mostly supposed to be talking about the differences between like the games and stuff. It's just hard not to also look at the doll as a reference to see which one was the most accurate. So unfortunately, Rhythm and Style was the most accurate with Chloe's outfit on this one. And then this is Jade's second outfit. The full outfit is only available in Bratz Rock Angelz and also Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion, and then the skirt is available in Rhythm and Style. You can see that the skirt is different across all 3 games. Really, I want to focus on the skirt first since that's the thing that they all 3 have in common. I mean, obviously it's like the black stuff over a pink skirt. I didn't realize how sheer it actually looked on the doll until like I'm looking at it right now. One thing that's missing in the top though is the collar of the shirt in the PS2 game. And see, you can tell on this one it looks suede. This one it also looks suede, where this one is very clearly pleather. The shape of the jacket is really nice though. We're kind of missing the collar in the PS2 where we have it in the PS4 version. And then I think these 2 for sure both have belts. I can't really tell with this one just because my, quality of screenshots and stuff, but I like that the PS4 didn't have the cutouts because this definitely does have the cutouts, which you can see in the PS2. It doesn't have any like mesh or anything underneath it, but that is a difference where like it's missing the collar and stuff. But I mean, PS2 will have my heart forever, so I'm rooting for it. And then we have Megan's, which this is probably like my favorite Pretty in Punk outfit. Second favorite, because Jade's second outfit is my favorite, but Megan's second outfit is my close second. Off the bat, obviously the PS2 version knocked it out of the park. This is supposed to be like fishnet, which you can see the fishnet more here. The details here, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's only 5 of those where this one has like a whole bunch, and I talked about that in my video. But the coloring on the pants is so much better in the PlayStation 2, especially with the belt, because this just like looks so washed out. And this one, even though the plaid's not correct, the coloring is right, and that's really what I like cared about, I guess, the most, was it's bright and vibrant and in your face, and I love that about it. And then her first outfit, we only have the skirt that is the same across all of them. I don't think her first top is, I don't remember talking about her first top, to be honest with you. I really only remember talking about her skirt. We're missing the chain detail in the PS2 version where we have it here, and then kind of it looks like a half belt here where this one only has what seems to be like a belt underneath the skirt. This is a full belt. And then this is the same pattern as what's on Chloe's top. And these ones are thinner, which looks more like this, which these look like ribbon or whatever. And also this has like the tulle underneath it, which that's what this is supposed to be in the PS2, and it's missing this here. So I like the PS2 version better, obviously, on this one as well. And now for the Rock Angelz lines, specifically Roxy and Sasha. So this is Roxy's outfit in the PS2 and then again in the PS5. So in both ones, you see that it's missing the words Rock Angelz from her top. I don't know why they did that, but you also see more tops sticking out of here than you do here, which you can see it sticking out here in the doll. So I guess that's more accurate. You do have like the zip stuff and like all the stitch detailing. So honestly, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I will say though that, I mean, they're both really good. I'm looking at the tops. They're both really good. I don't think one's better than the other really, unless you just think about nostalgia, and I'm trying not to. In terms of the pants though, I do think that Rhythm and Style honestly is more accurate. But I mean, you do still have like these little details that are on the side here that you can kind of see on Roxy's pants. And this one just looks like snakeskin. So I guess it depends on what part of the pant that you're looking at to see whether or not it really truly is. But I can't pick which one between these two. They look good. They both look good. And now we have Sasha's, which these are very clearly red. It's very clearly brown right here. And then these ones are red. Obviously, they're all 3 different. You have like the braided belt in both of them, but this one is, I guess, more accurate because it's red, but I don't know. Neither one of those are really accurate. They need to have a color in between these 2 shades to really truly match the doll, but at least the red stripe is here, which matches the doll instead. I don't know. I'm looking at these and I'm like, I don't really care for either one of them because they just don't look like the doll one. I don't know. This one's a 50-50. This one's a 50-50. And now we have Treasures Wave 1 Roxy, which is really just this one top that says couture. It's hard to mess this up because they both look so much like the doll. The one in the PS2 definitely has more cap sleeves like the doll one does than this one. This one's just like a t-shirt. And obviously the anchor is going to be different across all of them. You're missing the pink tips on those. And then this one has like 3 of those like little gems that you can see here, where this one only has like the 2. And also this is more like the same shape-ish, but you can see the heart more clearly up top here at the anchor. And then, I don't know, maybe it's just how she's positioned because this C looks different, but that's getting real nitpicky. I'm trying to find something that makes one better than the other. I guess the sleeves. I like the sleeves on the PS2 version better than I do on the PS5 version, but this is a pretty good top. They did pretty good. We're also going to be talking about the ones from Bratz Forever Diamonds versus Flaunt Your Fashion and Rhythm and Style. And we're going to start with the Forever Diamonds line, specifically Chloe, Sasha, and Yasmin, because we're going to be talking about their pants, because their pants are the only things that have been in the PS2 version and in the PS5 version. These are Chloe's. They have like the triangle diamonds, which you can see here. And then they're supposed to have a belt, which I don't remember in the PS2 game if they come with a belt. They do come with a belt. I like the PS2 version ones better. I mean, technically these ones are like a better shade of blue, but there's just something about the PS2, it being the final fashion show, and you can see instead of these looking like sequins that these are supposed to be diamonds, that I just like the PS2 version one better. And then Sasha's, you have all these like side triangles. See, they look like sequins. And you can clearly see that there are like studs with the belt, as opposed to this one where it's just like a solid like block right here. See, on Chloe's too, it's just like a solid strip. So definitely PS2 version all the way. I love it so much more. And I don't know, what Sasha's coloring for her pants is better than Chloe's, but maybe it's just like the lighting and whatever stock image that this is. And then we also have Yasmin's, which they're really close. She's mid-turn in this, so like the camera is like really bad, or like the screenshot quality, but the swirls look better on the PS2 for sure than they do here. And also they're at a more correct placement than here, just because, I mean, you still have like the thigh part right here, but like this circle is so much bigger than it is on the actual doll, but it's fine. It's whatever. I like that they look like actual diamonds instead of just sequins. So again, PS2 version for me. Now we have Hollywood Style Katya, which if you remember me talking about it in the difference between Bratz Rhythm and Style dolls and stuff, I said that this, the one in the PS5 looks like what those little Disney princess dolls, like those plastic dresses like Ariel's tail that everyone used to chew on. I still stand by that. And I'm gonna hands down say that the PS2 version is so much better. Like look at this sequin rose over here and look at this one. And then look at this abomination of a rose. You can't tell me that this one doesn't look better. Like the folds of the satin, like they probably just maybe scanned in the actual dress, but like it works. It works, okay? It was 2006. They did what they could. This looks better. This is 2006. This is 2025. Tell me which one is better, because this one is better all the way. We also have Play Sports Wave 2 Yasmin, and I'm going to go with the PS2 one. Well, I don't know, because I do like how this is like a t-shirt, and it's pretty good though. Because this little V up here in the PS2 is like thicker than this one is. I don't know. They're both really good. They're both really good. I just wish that this had a 7 on it. I think I would pick this one over the PS2 if it had the 7 on it. Because even with the shorts, I like that the shorts are longer. I really do, even though like this one's more doll accurate. But I do like, I don't know. I just like it. I think that this just looks so good. And we have these shoes in game too. I don't know. I can't choose between these two because they look good. Like for once, actually, they look really good. So, but it's fun to see all the things that they reused and then how different they look. Now we have Princess Fiona, which breaks my heart for obvious reasons. The PS2 version, unmatched. So glad that I found out that this is like a lace kind of crocheted overlay thing. We're not going to talk about this. Obviously, the PS2 version takes the cake. With the crown, the skirt, the everything. It's so good. And then like the socks underneath, even though I think these are leggings, but still, it's fine. PS2 version for the win. But look at this. What were they thinking? You know, what were they thinking? We also have probably one of my favorite outfits ever, Sweet Dreams Pajama Party, Felicia. The colors in the PS2 version are so much better. So much better. I can't ever say that this is not a gorgeous, complete outfit. But also look that it's an actual dress with a top over it like the doll is. I just wish that these colors looked like this. And this in the game would have been fire. It would have been more fire than it already is, actually, because this is a killer outfit. But look at these colors in this skirt, and look at these colors, and tell me that we weren't robbed. Because look how much vibrant that this is. And also the folding of the skirt. This folds so much nicer, like the dolls does, than this does. I don't know what's wrong with this. But I like that you can tell that this is a dress with a top over it, whereas this one is like a top and a skirt. Still, one of the best outfits that Bratz has ever created. Let me just say that. And that was it. So we've talked about Bratz Forever Diamonds versus Flaunt Your Fashion, Rhythm and Style. And we've also talked about Bratz Archangels versus Bratz Flaunt Your Fashion and Bratz Rhythm and Style. That was a really quick video, quick recap. Let's go through all of them and see which one is the best. Hot take, but Bratz Rhythm and Style is better than the PS2 version in this one. PS2 is better than, or Archangels is better than Bratz Rhythm and Style, even though the colors are wrong. I'm going to say Flaunt Your Fashions is better. I know that might be a hot take, but Flaunt Your Fashion is probably the best at this one. Even though it's not doll accurate, I think I like Archangels better. Okay. This one, the only thing that I can tell you is Rhythm and Styles is a no-go. The other two, I think, are on the same playing field. There's things that I like about both of them and things that I dislike about both of them, but obviously overall the doll's outfit is going to be better. This one, very easy, even though I love wearing it in Flaunt Your Fashion, but in Archangels, it looks better because it looks more like the dolls, and I love the doll's outfit. Also PS2s for this, I think that skirt's better. This one, hard to tell. I like both of the tops. I think they're really nice. Pants though, technically Rhythm and Styles is more doll accurate, but I like PS2s better. And that's my final say. I don't really like any of these, but I guess if I had to look at it not looking at the doll, then I would say Archangels is better, just because I think that the colors work better than the black and the red, even though I know that the black and red is more doll accurate. This one is hard to say. I think it really goes down to being nitpicking just the sleeves. I think Archangels is better. I think that one looks better. Then Forever Diamonds, obviously PS2 Forever Diamonds Chloe pants are going to be the winner. PS2 Forever Diamonds Sasha pants are going to be the winner. And PS2 Yasmin's Forever Diamonds pants are going to be the winner. In Hollywood Style, is it even a competition? It is PS2 Hollywood Katya. That's the winner of this. This one's also hard. I really wish that it had the number 7 on it for Flaunt Your Fashion. I think it looks really good. I can't really pick a winner of this one because I like them both a lot. So I'm not going to. I'm going to abstain and just say the doll. The doll's better. And then this one's also not really a competition. Forever Diamonds Fiona for the win, like PS2 version, because I don't want to look at that abomination that is the Flaunt Your Fashion skirt. And then the Sweet Dreams one, I love that in Rhythm and Style, it's a dress. The doll is my favorite outfit. I guess that's how you get the best of both worlds, is have the doll outfit. But if I really truly need to pick a game, it's going to be the PS2 Forever Diamonds Sweet Dreams Felicia. So we have gone through all of the existing PS2, PS4, and PS5 games, compared them to the doll lines and against each other. So I guess now I need to maybe tackle the PS1 game and see what fashion lines are in that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.